In this month's Beautiful Survivors, Island News reporter Melody Gonzalez brings us a story of a young man living life to the fullest despite facing a long list of medical challenges.
On the ocean, in a canoe, paddle in hand, is one of Hunter Gentry's happy places. He learned that on the water, just like in life, when the water gets rough, keep on paddling.
I just believe in myself.
Over the years, paddling has become his passion.
It's not just a sport, it's who you are.
More than a goal setter, Gentry's a goal getter. He's made it to state championships for 2 years straight with his paddling club and was MVP for the JV boys paddling team.
I just love it. Yeah.
Gentry's an MVP in the classroom too. He's a senior at Mililani High School, maintaining a 3.85 GPA, all while working on pursuing his next goal in life, becoming a culinary chef. But just like the ocean has many things you can't see on the surface, Gentry has health issues you won't notice at first glance. It all started April 8th, 2000. His parents excitedly welcomed their baby boy, but shortly after, they received life-altering news.
About 30 to 45 minutes after he was born, the nurse came in and said, "There's an issue, we need to talk."
Gentry was born with a diaphragmatic hernia, a rare birth defect. Doctors say he only had a 10% chance of living.
As a parent, when that happens, your world comes crashing down, comes to a complete halt.
At only 2 days old, Hunter had to undergo surgery.
What happened was he had a hole in his diaphragm. It pushed the intestines pushed into the lung cavity, then moved the heart and the lungs over.
After spending time in the NICU at Kapiolani Medical Center, he was flown out to Los Angeles for additional needed treatment.
They kept him on the machine, but they kept dialing back the dose of medication. So his body was telling him, I don't need this anymore. And he's a fighter.
At the age of 2, Gentry ended up back in the hospital. This time he suffered a stomach volvulus, meaning his stomach rotated inside his body.
When they operated on him at 2 years old, he had to move some other organs around.
Then at 9 years old, he was diagnosed with Kawasaki's disease, a blood-borne illness. And a couple of years ago, on the night before state championships, he collapsed.
My stomach was just like, it felt like it was falling apart.
The intestine had pushed into one of the scar tissue bands and basically gone in and pinched.
Doctors fixed the problem but said there was no cure for it. Now they tell him he will have to live with the mindset that it can happen again at any time.
I asked my dad, it's like, hey, can I just go to this paddling state champs and then come back to the hospital? And they said no.
Still, he never let any of it keep him from staying on course.
I challenged myself and doing so many things like my paddling, my culinary, and all the things, and be able to have this medically ill health and doing all these other things is, I'm a unique person.
Gentry has just been accepted to the Culinary Institute of America, where he will continue to pursue a journey in uncharted waters.
I just believe that I know I'm gonna live and also set goals for myself.
Melody Gonzalez, Island News.